We are live, coming here with a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show. I'm your host, and tonight we are joined by Andy. Andy, how you doing tonight?
What up? What up?
And we're also joined by Alex. Alex, how you doing tonight?
Yo, yo, yo.
And we are here, episode 10? Oh, we're really at 10 already? I mean, we're flying through this 70 days in of the challenge, and I still feel great. And tonight's episode, we might as well just label this as what? Legends Tour Bananas? Like 2.0? The re tour? I mean, tonight's episode, I mean, come on. It was just all Johnny.
It was bananas.
Come on. Before we get into initial thoughts, welcome back, Andy. How was
Thank you.
Cara and Paulie's cruise?
I actually didn't go on the cruise. I thought I made that clear on the record. And there were allegations that this isn't how I normally talk. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But I'm upset. I missed another EP. I'm back. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Watching all this and recapping last week and then listening to Stir the Pod, I was kind of like Pepe Sylvia in Always Sunny with everything just all over the place and trying to figure out what's going on. But I'm excited. Last week was arguably the best episode of the season, if not like one of the best episodes in the past like 3-4 years, and I was gone. But this season's been awesome. Tonight's episode I thought was very good, and I'm happy to be back.
Happy to have you back. Glad to hear your voice being back too. I don't know what happened. I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hammered were you?
I would say I was Club circa Rivals 1.
Oh, come on. I mean, just insane. But we're here for tonight. And initial thoughts. I'll start with Andy's brother, Alex.
I liked episode 10. I mean, like you said, you kind of have to start with bananas, end with bananas in the middle. Like this whole episode was about bananas. But I like that we got to see, some of the format that we're going to get with the individuals and the targets and all of that. I thought the daily and the elimination were both smirky to watch, and like pretty good, both, I would say. And I mean, it was bananas.
God. Andy, initial thoughts.
I mean, it was bananas. I gave we'll get into that. I had bananas as my MVP last pick. It was almost like a little foreshadowing because this episode was just, I said it last week. This is potentially a bananas top 3 season. And he's just been under the radar when he needs to be. When he's in the spotlight, he soaks it all up like he does. But he's been great. And this was, as I've said, this whole season, it's bananas doing bananas things. And we got that on full force tonight.
Let me ask you this. On tonight's podcast, and there was a lot of stir the prop last week, and I know you're a betting guy, Andy. Over under 125.5 bananas tonight.
Give me the over.
God, yeah, you missed a Josh Cry last week.
God, I know, but we didn't really get much of Josh tonight. That would have been nuts back to back.
That could be a radar watch. So let's not. No,
but it was. So look, can I ask a question to you two? Was it too much bananas?
I think it was perfectly. It was like a banana split down the middle of tonight's episode. So.
We think about, like, we didn't see Josh. Like, there were more than half the cast we didn't really see. But I kind of smirk at that when the core of the attention is on the Banana Man.
Yeah. I do want to address one elephant in the room. And I feel like for the past, years that you guys have listened to Stir the Pod, you guys know we always talk Mario Party, Mario Kart, all this stuff. I mean, there's no way they had that many references without them just – I mean, how many references? We had Nehemiah driving. We had Jordan talking about it. I mean, Like, come on. They have to be listening and just stealing our ideas now, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think I've seen them in the live chat a few times.
Oh, come on. God, what a plot twist that would be if like Tommy Tsunami was actually like a BME producer and just not telling us, and like just he's just typing away on his little keyboard right now. God, Mikey Dr. O, BMFE must be listening to the pod. God, exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's dive right in tonight's episode. Opening, or I guess the first thing that we got, the streak. Andy, your streak, it is just unbelievable. I mean, we're on episode 4, and correct me if I'm wrong. I guess you weren't here last week, Alec or Andy. Didn't we get a little sneak peek at the walk back? So we had the double dip.
Yes.
We did.
Yes. So is this the first time ever we've seen the streak twice of the same streak?
Yes.
2 for the price of 1.
My streak's on fire.
Tip of the cap, Jeter nephew esque. God, but congrats, Andy. Your streak, always a good thing. So then we kind of go in the house and everybody's, kind of in their corners. They're talking about this whole new twist. And I know, Alex, we talked about it last week, but Andy, your thoughts on this twist? I mean, it's essentially free agents now. Thoughts?
I'm in for it. We needed to make a change. It totally screws up. Well, we'll get to where I'm going, but it totally screws up. Maybe you stir the prop, based on what we found out tonight. But I like it because when you do a singles game halfway through, you've already got some alliances. People have already made alliances and plans and strategies based on, hey, this is our era, woo. And then when you throw that out the window, it becomes, and Bananas talked about it again tonight. I don't know if you guys saw it. Bananas was on tonight's episode, but he was like, some alliances are going to be fake and like spray tans, and some are going to be real. And that's what we're going to find out over the next few EPs. And I'm all in for it.
All right, Alex, anything before we go into our daily?
No, let's just get there.
Oh, you've been very quiet tonight, kind of robot. But we'll dive right into the daily. Tonight's daily gave me a little PTSD of Olivia getting hit in the face when I saw that giant catapult thing. Was a little worried about her, but essentially all it was shooting were they basically tennis balls?
Yes.
The slingshot shooting like 20 tennis balls at a time. Basically, they would run picking up the tennis balls. I think they had to get like 20 of them or something to fill up the little canister thing. And then essentially they ran, and I don't think we've ever seen this before, but ran and finished a puzzle. So thoughts on this daily?
I thought it was okay. I mean, the challenge that it reminded me of with the slingshot was Invasion. I think the first time the champs came back and they were doing like it was more of like a physical thing. But I mean, I like this one. It was something that didn't seem like it would take this much out of all of them. But I mean, they were fucking dying during it. The puzzle seemed pretty easy, even though Ryan did it basically backwards. But I thought this seemed to me like a daily that you would see like on episode 1. And it kind of makes sense, I guess, since this is the first daily where they are like switching it up. And this was kind of episode 1 of the second part of the season. So I think it made sense.
Andy, thoughts?
It was a little chaotic. I wasn't a massive fan of it. But what's going to be interesting is, I mean, we're going to have solo dailies now. We're going to have some sort of format for dailies where there can be one clear winner. So I hope it doesn't take a huge dip. I still thought tonight's was entertaining, but it was just a little too all over the place for me.
Yeah. 2 things to address. The first thing that we forgot to mention was the whole TJ coin flip going into the daily saying is this going to be a guy's elimination or a female's elimination? Which, I mean, we all know is a double-sided coin, right? Like it was going to be a guy's regardless. So T's doing that. Oh, it's going to be a guy's, which brings us back to single eliminations, which is just bullshit.
Well, so if you listen closely, he actually said heads, males, tails, females, and then he flipped in and said tails, guys.
Oh, come on. And then the other thing I want to address, Mikey Doctor's question of which Mario Party game did this remind you of, Trev? I felt like this one was this is the one where you're running after like the coin bags and you have to like bring them to the spot. I think in the latest game, what would it be? Superstars or whatever is the one with the plant trying to grab you and you're jumping around trying to grab the stuff. So that would be the Mario Party game that I see it from there. But I don't know. You guys are Mario Party experts as well. Any other games that you guys see?
I think just like the one with the plant and the bags of corn.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you guys nailed that. But I do think we need to touch on the solo eliminations a little bit. That didn't ruin this episode for me, but it severely impacted my thoughts on the rest of the season. Because now we're going to be in for, unless they run a finale with like 5 guys and 5 girls, which could possibly happen, but might be a bit much. Like, that's just going to be a long season from here on out.
I know. So, like, if my math is correct, we should be pretty close to being done by what, February of 2026?
Stop.
I mean, what's going to happen when they bring the Redemption House back into play?
The Karma House. Karma was my boyfriend.
God. They're probably watching HBO Max with Kenny. God. Anything else? I mean, I hate the solo eliminations. I think it's dumb. It's going to take forever. Bring us back to the good old days when we have a male and female elimination same day. I mean, we're cooking. We were on a great pace. It's episode 10. I mean, if we had a male and female elimination, we probably would have like 3 to 4 more episodes before maybe the finale, right? Because we're at 9 now. 8 guys now, 9 girls, right?
Yeah. So after episode 11 next week, we'll be at 8 and 8. So like after episode 13, we'd be at 7 and 7. So I don't know. I feel like they'll get to like maybe 5 and 5, and then do the final.
So you said episode 13 will be at 7 and 7.
Yeah.
So that'd
be 15 is 6 and 6. 17 is 5 and 5.
18, right?
No,
so we're in for a like 19-ish EP season. What was the stir the prop?
I think it was 18 and a half.
Oh, God. But let me go this route with you guys. Are we really going to have, I mean, we went through 9 episodes and we had 22 people eliminated. Or how many?
22.
22 people eliminated. Sorry. Yeah. My Kelly School of Business math is all over the place. 22 people eliminated in 9 episodes. And now you're telling me in the next 9 episodes, we're going to have 9 people eliminated?
I think they might do a double up.
God.
And here's part of my biggest problem with that is we still have a lot of fat in this cast.
Well,
like we've got Derek, we've got Viva Aviv, we've got Naya, we've got Nehemiah, we've got Josh.
Whoa. Time out. Nehemiah? He's on?
God. No, sorry, Niedermeyer.
Okay.
But like, think about that. Like, that's still a lot of fat to trim off, which means like those people will likely go in, and it's not going to make for entertaining eliminations.
No, but I mean the fact that we have 9, dude, this sucks. This is bad.
Let's just take it one episode at a time here.
God, I don't know how much I got left in me, Tej.
So
he said that how many seasons ago, and he's still on this show. Wasn't that season 27, 8?
No, I think it was 29.
It was
Was it
before
right
Dirty
before
30?
30?
Oh, come on.
No, wait, you're right. Invasion was 29. So I
Yeah,
think 28.
yeah.
So
So he's
that was
done.
12 seasons ago.
I don't know how many I got left in me teach. Oh, that's awesome.
Legend.
All right. So anything from this daily? I mean, first off, the fact that Ryan did the puzzle backwards is unbelievable. Like,
Terrible.
what? You said
Terrible.
Oh, I thought you said Derek. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Incredible. I mean, honestly, pretty impressive him doing it upside down without even seeing a pattern or anything. Like, way more difficult than it needed to be. But like, wouldn't you think like in 40 years of the challenge, have they ever done a puzzle where there's not like some design on it or something?
And the fact that like he didn't take a step back and do the classic like peek over at the guy next to you. You see that there's like something that you have to actually be solving.
It was smirk. I thought that was so funny, but kind of an idiot move. What can you do?
Yeah.
So Jordan and Tori win. What do we think about that?
I mean, Jordan's the man to beat for guys. Like, he looks phenomenal. I'm actually very disappointed that he didn't get last on the daily because I would have loved to seen him on those ATVs. Like, oh, I'm a race car driver, blah blah blah. Like, he would have gone. He would have been doing, Jordan would have been doing some wheelies or some shit like in the middle. But I mean, Jordan's unbelievable. I mean, I think it's a 2-horse race between him and Bananas to win. So I don't know.
I agree.
Alex?
I mean, I enjoyed the fact that like the two of them, I mean, they were fucking engaged at one point. And now here they are in the driver's seat making decisions together. And like, I mean, good for Tori. Like, she won this daily beating Cara, Laurel, Rachel, Ginny. Like, she beat some heavy hitters in this individual thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Andy.
Is the guys cast kind of weak?
Yeah.
Because what you just said about who Tori beat is very impressive. But then you think about like Jordan beat Bananas. Again, Bananas, the number one GOAT. But then like, is Corey ever going to win a daily like this? No. Ryan did the puzzle upside down. I don't even know where Derek was. Theo couldn't see. Like, Josh has no clue what a puzzle is. Like, it's female heavy, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's Jordan, Bananas, and everyone else. The female cast list that's remaining, like, we still have the best of the best available. Like, we have not trimmed any fat from that side, I think.
I still think there's a little bit of fat. But I've been high on Viva Aviv since day 0.
You literally just said 5 minutes ago, we just got to start trimming the fat. Yeah. Viva Aviv's got to go. You literally said, somebody roll that clip back.
Can I throw something out that popped into my head watching last week's EP?
Yeah.
Are we sure Viva Aviv might not be the best female here?
No, stop it.
She's 100% in the challenge. Every challenge that she's played, she's won. Every season that she's played, she's won.
Isn't she one of one?
And she's one of one. And she's still alive, and she's kind of flying under the radar, and she knows how to win a final.
Aviv has been playing an excellent social game.
And she didn't even know these clowns.
God. Smirk City.
Viva Aviv.
What about
go ahead.
What about Michelle's little dying out and gassing out? So for guys, Ryan got last place. We kind of touched on him. And then TJ tells us that for the females, last place does matter because they're going to have some sort of disadvantage next week. So it wasn't like a direct you're going in or anything, but Michelle's going to have a disadvantage next week. And I mean, she looked pretty weak doing this.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like, I don't know if you guys remember, like growing up, like seeing the SpongeBob movie where he's like out of the water and he's like, water. Like that's how I felt she was. I mean, she just looked terrible, which I don't know if that was like an acting job. When you kind of are in last place and you're kind of like, oh, I did so bad, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to finesse it a little bit to act like, oh, it was heat and stuff. Like, I don't know. Could have been, but I expect more from her. And is it safe to say after tonight's performance and what Andy was talking about earlier with females, is she the weakest female left?
I mean, I think we debated this last week and talked about kind of the tiers of the female. And she was definitely in that last tier.
Yes.
I would probably say like Naya and Olivia
and Aviv
and Aviv. And I feel like you could make the case for any of those four girls. And like today's daily was like a terrible, case for her not being that person.
Michelle's biggest strength in a given challenge is her social game. She's lost. She is lost right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing no social game. For somehow the fact that Devin, well, and honestly, you know what? We kind of saw it last season. Michelle's social game last season was pretty much whatever the hell Jay wanted to do. She just spoke for the girls. This season, it was pretty much whatever the hell Devin wants to do, and she just speaks for the girls. But Tori, more importantly, spoke for the girls. So now that Devin's gone, we're pretty much seeing Michelle without Jay from last year.
Yeah.
And that did not end well.
Mm-hmm. So before we talk about deliberations, let's talk about one important group, the Bananas Angels. So you got that side. And then what did Olivia say? What was the L thing?
The LOL, Ladies of Leisure.
Yeah. So what do we think about these? First off, the Bananas group is only one word. It's bananas. I mean,
the Bananas Angels are awesome. No, it's actually Johnny's Angels.
I just think it's better with Bananas Angels.
But I like Bananas Angels.
Yes.
They're strong.
Yes, they
you
are.
You got Lowell, you got Rachel, you got Viva, Aviv.
And Ginny.
It's a good alliance.
It is.
God, he needs to recruit Kara, even though Kara won't be because Kara right now I feel like is from the female side is the only free agent. Like that has not divided. Like she doesn't have a side. There's a clear gap, and that's why you saw tonight. Spoilers, looking ahead, that Bananas didn't vote Kara in. Like he easily could have thrown Kara in, but he's like, why would I do that? Like this is the alliance. Let's blow this up because Kara doesn't have any.
Maybe a really smart move if you're Kara. At least like you walk that middle. It's Landon and Fresh Meat too.
Yeah.
There's two clear sides and you walk the middle as long as you can until you have to pick a side. Because there's no reason for her to jump to either side right now.
No, absolutely not. Because here's the thing. Next week, when females have to vote, I guess it wouldn't really matter, but whoever guy wins during the next guy elimination who votes in female eliminations, you're either going to choose one alliance or the other. Because guys vote in females now, correct?
Correct.
So 2 episodes from now, because we're going to have a female vote in a male next week. Good? We're still following the little path?
Or you're kind of Pepe Sylvia in this trip.
Yeah, what's the final point here?
My point is
sometimes I just start a sentence and not even know where it's going.
No, I'm saying a guy, let's say Bananas wins the next elimination that he's in. He's not going to vote in his alliance, so he's going to vote the other alliance in. So you're going to choose. It's just going to play tennis right now. So Kara being in the middle,
and then Kara's like a ball boy sitting on the edge or the middle of the tennis court, not on a team,
correct,
but just hanging out like Kramer did.
Correct. All right, I'm done. You guys take over. This is
God, enough. We get it.
It was a good point. It was a good, valid point.
You know what? Andy's in timeout.
What?
All right. Let's talk deliberation. Derek or Bananas? I mean, I think it's an easy vote. I mean, we all know it's got to be Bananas, right?
Yeah. I think it was bound to happen. I also kind of thought Bananas, like, something tells me if Wes was in Bananas' shoes during all this, Derek would have been voted in. I just think Bananas did not do a great job trying to plead his case here, but that little ginger piece of shit, I feel like could have gotten himself out of this.
Really?
I think so. Because I think there was an argument to be made. And it wasn't just you're playing Devin's game or, you drew the line in the sand and then I reacted. Like, I think he did a very poor job of, like, he should have just said down the road, if you vote for me, like, I am a threat to you. If you vote in one of these two guys, they are not a threat to you. If it's Derek versus Ryan, whoever wins is not a threat to Tori because that person's never going to win a daily. Like, that's what I think he should have doubled down on. Because I think Laurel says that a lot in her chamber talks. And I think it actually resonates. But Bananas just being like, oh, you're playing Devin's game. I just thought it was dumb.
Yeah. Whoa, we're not jumping to the elimination already. I agree, but I do also think that Bananas would have tried harder if even like Nehemiah was in Ryan's shoes or Corey, like somebody that was a little bit better than Ryan. I think he was like legitimately convinced that he could beat Ryan in anything. And like, he probably knew it was coming anyway. And so, like, send me in there. I want the power. I want to pick the female targets. And I think that was kind of what he was angling for the whole time. And I think it really just, like, it emphasized how weak of a decision Tori made in the first place with her target picking from last episode, picking Bananas with basically 2 layups. If you're going to send Bananas in there to, like, try to get him to go home, put somebody like Nehemiah, who you have no ties with, but actually could beat Bananas in something. Correct. Instead of just putting him with like 2 easy guys, you basically got what we got tonight, where it's like you either, send in Derek against Ryan and, Bananas is still probably mad, or you send in Bananas that, and he's going to win. Like, she kind of made a mistake in the first place, I feel like, with who she chose as the targets with Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just felt like this was an easy thing for Bananas just to capitalize on. Like, he didn't, at the end of the day, like, yeah, he was pissed he was going in, but like, he obviously knew he was going to win. It was I don't know. It was a dumb way to shoot your shot, I thought.
Correct.
So, anything else from deliberation? I mean, it was very like Bananas yelling. It became the Banana show. But Tori, she stuck to her guns, and I still don't understand why she voted him in, like, for her reasoning. Like, she kept bringing up Devin, and it's just like, Devin isn't even here anymore. So, like, the game has completely changed. So, I don't know.
Yeah, her logic was kind of dumb. She could have just said, you're the best player here. I think you're going to win, and we're not working together.
Easy. That's all you had to say. And you would have saved how many minutes?
Yeah, but then we don't get the Banana show.
Oh, come on. God. I mean, what'd you think about Bananas hiding in the little closet?
It was awesome.
God. At first, I thought he was to the left where all those towels were, and he was like trying to listening into the conversation or something. That's what I thought happened. I was like, this man's psycho. I mean, don't put it past him. I mean, didn't he write fake notes? His sister wrote fake notes or something, and they brought him on one season. Like,
Yes.
He's a psycho.
And in that scene, I also smirked when he was hiding in the closet and then comes out of it. And then right after, he's like, Derek, where are you? Like they needed to call Derek in to tell him he was getting voted in.
God, that was awesome. All right, so let's talk about the elimination. Bananas obviously gets voted in. So we got Bananas versus Ryan in a little Mario Kart game, which I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a four-wheeler before, but this one is definitely rigged a little bit because there's always one four-wheeler that's faster than the other. So it's like I don't know how they can judge the speed and stuff because it like, you know, when you're at an amusement park or whatever, you're in bumper cars. Like one is definitely better than the other. If you're going go-karting at a place, one is definitely better than the other. So I'm very curious how they monitor this or how obviously like when Bananas went against Ryan in the first round, I mean, Ryan crashed on turn number 1. So that really didn't matter. But like, I don't know how you can like screw up that bad to catch somebody on these little ATVs that go like 10 miles per hour. Like, I feel like that would take forever.
It had to have. They did switch cars or carts
Did they?
between rounds. Yes.
Mm.
So that
Okay.
was probably their way of saying if one is faster than the other, then at least through 2 rounds it's even. But that crash was terrible.
God, I mean, what was he doing? It was turn 1, and he wasn't even. It wasn't even turn 1. It was a straightaway.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a very fun elimination to watch, just because like I couldn't believe they did something like that. Like, I mean, we got Nehemiah is a record holder at Mario Kart. What is that all
Bullshit.
about?
Bring it on.
I mean, we got multiple references to Mario Kart. We bring up Mario Kart and Mario Party probably weekly on the pod, and so
Wait,
to get an elimination like this is just like it's really just like a chef's kiss to us.
I want to bring up one thing because I believe it was a stir the prop. Wasn't product placement or sponsorships one of the stuff? I mean, we had multiple Mario Kart, It wasn't like, oh, go karting. It was a direct Mario Kart where we saw somebody playing the game. Do we chalk that on the board?
Well, and I don't know if you know this, but there is a new Mario Party out right now that
I mean-
I've been playing. So it would make sense for them to, you know, give a little kicker to BME to throw this on there.
I mean, I would love to play Mario Party right now. I'm always in for a good jamboree with friends. Like, I don't know. But so thoughts on this elimination? Did we like it? Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. It was something different. And I don't think it was like the best ever or the worst ever. It was just something different where it was fun. It was just a fun elimination. Now, if the roles were reversed, if Bananas went home, then maybe I would have a different opinion. But overall, like, I thought it was fun to watch. Like that, like if I was in an elimination on the show, that would have been pretty fun to be a part of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so smirky.
Him saying he was going to throw the banana peels. See, that's what they should have had. Or they should have done stuff where it was like, you get 5 laps around a track or something, but like the other person can like shoot water guns or shoot paintball at you. You know how they've done that before?
Paintball.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I always like eliminations like this. They don't do it too often, but it's like you're chasing the other person who starts off like equidistant to you, and you just basically have to like both go in the same direction and try to like track them down. And I think to what we started with, like this especially the second round, like probably did not go quick. They were probably doing it for a while, and it just kind of like test your patience and like being able to just like it wasn't really like stamina because they were like riding those things, but like it just takes like staying focused, staying patient, like not you're trying to get close to them, but like just let your opponent make a mistake and then capitalize. That's exactly what Bananas did. Like they were, I mean, before Ryan was making his mistakes, like they were really just like still the same exact distance apart. Like
Yeah.
neither of them was really gaining on each other. It looked like they were moving really slow. And then it's just like stay focused, stay consistent, and then Ryan was just, the one who fucked up.
Yep. Andy, thoughts?
It would have been fun to do. It's a fun elimination. It would have been fun to watch. It was fun to watch from afar. It would have been fun to be in. But you're right. If Ryan wins, I'm kind of pissed. And it's fluky.
If Jordan was in this elimination, how fast is this elimination if Jordan was in it? Do you think he would have just like found a way to like take a shortcut and like go across or something?
He turns around at one of the turns, then goes into him.
Steals it that way, jousting? That'd be kind of badass.
Yeah, but Gladiator was like a couple episodes ago.
Oh, come on. Oh my God. Anything else from the elimination itself? Nothing?
I mean, I think we covered it. It was just a fun one to watch. It wasn't like the best one. I'm trying to think what you give. If you have any final thoughts, I'm gonna try to pull up some of Banana's recent elimination history
Okay.
because he doesn't do it a lot.
No.
Are you thinking as like one of the first segs?
Well, it could, or it could just be like an on the spot TQ.
Oh, okay.
Well, while he's pulling that up, let's talk about his final speech, where he decides to throw in almost everybody except Tori, because that was the one person he wanted to vote, which I don't know why he thought he could. Those people are always safe. So I don't know what he was thinking, but Naya, Michelle, and Olivia getting thrown in. What do we think about this play?
Have they been safe all season?
Yeah, the winners are.
Of the daily? Can't be picked as targets? Is that?
They can't be picked as targets. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, it's the format has been different because
go ahead.
It was eras before this, so like 2 targets were always like an era would win, like era 4 would win, but there would really only be like 2 people in charge.
So you could. So if you did win a daily after elimination, you could get voted in.
If you were not a target, yeah. Being a target kept you safe from like not being it the next week.
So this is new, and you can tell by why Bananas was pissed. But if this wasn't new, he wouldn't have expected to been able to throw in Tori.
But if you go past seasons, how the game is, I guess you don't really. I know. I stopped in my tracks.
But either way, we know this. It makes sense. Can we agree on that? It makes sense. If you win the daily, you can't get picked.
Yes.
So did anyone else pick up on TJ's line right around this time where he said, like, yeah, the targets are at risk, but whoever finishes last in the daily is going in? That's a pretty big twist.
Well, that's what it was for this episode.
But Ryan was already a target.
Yes. Yeah. So if Jordan would have finished last, he would have gone into the elimination, and you would have picked between those 3 people to go against Jordan.
Correct. That is a new wrinkle in all this.
So if Tori finishes last in this daily, she will go against somebody in her alliance. Yes.
That's another new little twist that's pretty important.
Yeah, and I was surprised by that because it's basically the first time all season that somebody who is not designated as a target could potentially go into elimination.
Correct. Which I think will be great for the competitiveness of the dailies.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it'll create scenarios too where, like, on tonight's daily, for example, let's say Josh would have gotten last place. Then the deliberation would have been 3 different guys. Like Ryan also would have had to plead his case to not go in. And tonight instead it was just 2 guys. So I feel like we'll see different sort of variations of that as well. All right, so Banana's last elimination win that wasn't on any of the spinoffs. I guess this counts. It was in the final on Ride or Dies. Him and Nani. Anybody remember who they beat?
They beat Anissa and Jordan that season.
Yes, that was it.
Okay. But they also beat Fezzi that season too.
They did.
Okay.
So,
Why does Trev just have this pulled up? You can see him looking at Wikipedia.
Siri, shut
I'm
off.
trying to see. This is all right. Hold on. What about this? So, if you ignore spinoffs, you ignore eliminations that happened in the final, and you're just looking at like solo eliminations. So like Bananas over Ryan. Does anybody remember his last elimination win? Who he beat?
Solo?
Yes.
How long ago?
It doesn't. The final, like the eliminations and finals, don't count. Spinoffs don't count.
I have a name. I just don't know if it was last, and I don't think it is. I know it was a couple seasons ago. When did he beat Wes? When they were working together and they got thrown in against each other.
That's the correct answer.
Oh.
I mean, you just saw his phone.
I mean, come on. I literally typed at Google at the top. Didn't even hit search. But insane. All right. Anything else from tonight's episode?
They did go to the club.
Yep.
We didn't get a ton from it, right? We just got the classic like montage. It looks like we're gonna get even more club, even more Bananas next week. But I feel like nothing crazy happened from that, right?
No, it is set up for it is going to be the Banana show either until he wins at the very end or until he goes home.
Yeah,
And I'm in for it.
I mean, it is a benchmark season. It is like season 40. It's supposed to be kind of representative of 40 seasons of the challenge. So like Bananas should be like one of the main guys going at it.
Yeah. No, I like the way this is setting up. The Bananas versus Jordan. And I think somebody tonight who kind of, and I know Bananas kind of hinted at it, like, oh, Jordan, this vote's on you too. Jordan kind of snuck by. Like, I understand he got some blood on his hands, but you could see who did TJ say? Hey, who's gonna vote in and all that stuff. So what?
Nothing.
Did I just repeat everything you said?
No. That was
not. It was not on you.
Yeah, and looking ahead to next week too, like we kind of mentioned with the targets and everything, we have Naya, Olivia, and Michelle, but because of the way the format is, like we can't say that one of those girls is going home for sure, right?
Correct.
Somebody else could get last place, go into elimination. We know for sure that one of those three people, if not two, are going into elimination. We don't necessarily know who's going home. So really, all 9 girls are up for grabs.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be exciting. God, I just threw on Pluto for a second. I think we're at the Rivals.
Rivals 1. Episode 1, yes.
Yeah, wait, are you seeing these shots right now? Do you have it up?
Yeah, they're all at the table. They're taking they're cheersing.
I don't think Andy's ever heard of Pluto playback, so maybe one day we'll tell him the Pluto playback. But
I know I invented the Pluto playback.
Are they doing body shots off of Mandy?
Yes. Wait, that's not. Season.
That's when going to the club actually meant something to these.
Well, they're not at the club. They're at their fucking house.
Even better. That's when night one used to be hammered, naked, jumping in the pool,
Tyree and Jasmine. This is back when Tyree had an E in his name.
God, when he dropped the E. Classic. All right, let's get in some segments. This day in challenge history. What do we got?
All right, this day in challenge history on War of the Worlds 2.
Bananas.
Final
answer.
Theo beat this person in an elimination.
Ooh.
Paulie.
Wait, did he actually beat Bananas?
Not on this day in challenge history.
That would have been poetic.
Yeah, I think you're off by a few weeks.
Okay.
But
All right, I'll make sure to put that reminder in.
Highly doubt anybody is going to get this.
Can you give us a hint?
His first name starts with I.
Ian? No. Isaac?
Sand?
Ike?
War of the Worlds 2. Rookie.
Oh, come on. Was he on? Is this a one and done?
Yes.
Igor?
Ooh.
Idris?
Yes, there it is, Mikey.
Whoa!
Wait.
Mikey just said that.
Wasn't he the boxer?
Right
Yes.
after this.
The alleged boxer.
God. All right. Any other this day, or are we going to radar watch?
No, that's it.
All right, radar watch. What order should we do tonight? I think we should do me first. I'm kidding. Andy, we'll have your brother go first. Alex, what do you got?
God. I'm going to go. Person hasn't been radar watchy as of lately, but I feel like he was radar watchy tonight. I'm going to go with Corey.
Ooh,
He
good.
kind of just sort of played the middle, played the classic Corey E game, and it was very radar watchy.
Okay. God, speaking of people on my screen, how about I see Kenny?
God, the real glory days, the real GOAT.
My radar watch tonight is going to be. I got to go Nehemiah.
Who?
Exactly. Niedermeyer himself. I mean, I think the only camera time he got was not even in the challenge. It was him playing Mario Kart. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So, I'm going that. Andy, who you got, radar watch?
I've got two. I'm going to go Naya. Naya's been radar watchy for this whole season, in my opinion. She didn't really do anything tonight. And somebody who is similar to Corey, and he's not radar watchy for this season. But when you go from a Josh Cry to very little Josh screen time, that's a big change up.
Good pick. I feel like now we're getting down to like, if these people don't have airtime, like, what are we doing?
That's good.
There's really only one name we can't say in this is going to be Bananas from here on out. Everyone else could be fair game.
Yeah. All right, MVP, LVP time. You guys know what to do. Put it in the charts, and that's the order we'll do tonight. MVP, LVP. Should be pretty interesting tonight. I mean, all right. What should we do in the meantime? All right. So the order Andy Brothers, Alex is going to lead us off tonight, and then it'll be me, and then Andy himself. So, Alex, MVP tonight.
Yeah, I mean it's incredibly chalk. I was too excited. I had to clear my throat.
Was that Andy speaking? Oh, look at me.
Why does Trev look purple now?
He does. He looks like Barney.
It's literally
He looks
the
like
ad.
Grimace.
There we go. Now it's gone.
All right, my MVP is Johnny fucking Bananas. The episode was all about him. He went just full bananas mode. I feel like this was an episode where if you're a Bananas fan like we are, you love it. And if you are someone who doesn't like bananas, you still kind of like got the side of him that you don't like. And it was kind of like you would not root for him. There's, all right,
It's back.
I mean, you're just turning purple every time you lean up.
That was no. It's ads. So right now it was a DirecTV ad where the whole screen was like blue, and it's like I don't know why Pluto is like 150% brightness. It's so damn bright. Now it's a Febreze commercial, which is really bright. All right, continue.
All right, I'm going bananas for my MVP.
Great pick.
Taking the easy pick.
Great pick.
That's like picking McCaffrey 1-1.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. All right. My pick is going to be Alex Burge. His best video game, Mario Kart. I got to go Mario Kart tonight. I mean, the fact that we got Mario Kart in the game, Nehemiah, I'm so fired up. If Mario Party ever comes on our screen, it will literally be the greatest MVP of all time. But Mario Kart we got tonight, Nehemiah somehow, we might have to play Nehemiah in it. But MVP, MK.
Do you think that's ever been a pick for us?
No chance. Mario Kart has definitely not been a pick.
We'll get our stats department on
you guys can tune in on Friday when somebody tweets out one of my favorite highlights of the week, a little MVP, LVP history. So, Andy, who you got?
I think. Oh God. I'm gonna go with Bananas. Angels. The Bananas Angels is Smirk. And I need to make sure I don't necessarily tie it into Bananas, but the group of Bananas Angels are kind of in the driver's seat a little bit. And granted, Bananas is the one who pulled them together, but the Bananas Angels is awesome. They took over the Vacation Alliance, and it was kind of just like, it was very Wessie-y, where like you just take all of the like random people that aren't part of an alliance and you bring them together. Like Ginny's been voted in constantly, doesn't have an alliance. Rachel was a one-person team. Viva Aviv is like, I don't even think they still thought I'd be here. And then who else is in there? Laurel, who everyone hates. But you put them all together and you slap a name like Bananas Angels. Now they're looking pretty damn good.
That's a great pick. And I do like how a couple cast members mentioned it tonight, just with like the format change. I feel like half the cast probably hasn't even really realized this yet, but like the guys can't really help guys as much. Same like with girls helping girls. Like you're really just doing a lot of protection work for the opposite gender. And so it just makes it even more classic that like Banana's little alliance that he has now is himself and 4 girls.
Yes.
Like he has 4 people kind of watching out. He doesn't need any guys in the alliance because, you know, push comes to shove, any of those angels might protect the other guys over Bananas. So it's just like classic, like Bananas forming an alliance the way that he should be forming it right now.
Correct. All right, am I up?
Yes.
I'm glad I got the first LVP pick. I had 2, but I'm gonna go with Michelle.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, thoughts and prayers when she goes down, and I'm just so thirsty, and I'm so hot, but I'm so cold. I'm with you, Trev. This was one of those like you shit the bed, and you're like, oh, actually, you know, I rolled my ankle. Fucking suck it up. I mean, she's laying on the ground, acting like she's just like seizing, and she's like, this is just so embarrassing. Is it really that bad then? And her social game, her mentality is just out the window with Devin leaving. So she is no more than 2 female eliminations removed from this season. I'd be very confident in saying that.
Wow. Yeah, I would expect. I think the comparison that you just had, the rolling of the ankle, I think of like Anissa.
Yes, exactly.
And I kind of want to throw Anissa now as my LVP vote just because now I just thought about it. But I won't be doing that. My LVP tonight is going to be Tori. Yes, she won the daily. Yes, she's safe for now. I just think if there was any other guys than the 2 guys that were in with Bananas, if it was a Theo and Corey or anybody else besides those 2, I just think you played your shot way too early on that. Bananas wasn't losing that elimination, whatever it was. And now you have Bananas is going to do everything in his power. Like he'll literally just target Tori the rest of the game. So like everybody else is associated with Tori is going to get fucked over by Bananas, which is going to piss them off. And it's just going to be, the whole exactly. So we'll see. But it can come back to bite them because now those 3 people hate Bananas too. I understand. But I think Tori doing that move, you could have saved this a little longer because, correct me if I'm wrong, if Bananas doesn't go in to this elimination, if it's Derek versus whoever, Derek versus Ryan, who do you think those 2 would have saved? Like, or would have sent in, excuse me. We'll say Derek. Let's say Derek went against Ryan. Who are the 3 girls going in on that? Because then the game completely flips because there's a good chance it's going to be Laurel again, and then it's a toss-up.
I honestly think it's probably pretty similar to what Bananas voted in.
You think?
Well,
I do.
I think Laurel's thrown in.
Derek at one point said that Olivia is one of his best friends.
Yes.
Besties.
Yeah.
So,
Trev, the only, I think, shining, thing you can hang your hat on if you're Olivia is much like the Bananas Angels being the girls who are riding with Bananas. Tori did make it very clear that she's riding with Jordan, and that's not a bad horse to hitch your wagon to.
Yeah.
But it's not a collective. It's still, I'm with you. It's a great pick. But that would be the only thing where you could be like, well, now there's no questions from Jordan's perspective.
correct.
He wanted Bananas. Tori was okay with that. So those 2 should be tied at the hip. They got a good relationship. I could see them kind of forming an actual relationship, maybe getting together.
Honestly, I like that. Alex, who you got? End the night, LVP. Who you got?
All right. Both of my 2 picks that I was leaning towards are still available.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go with Ryan. I was going to go with Ryan just because he had a terrible performance all around, like bad at the daily, bad at the elimination. I'm going to go with someone who pissed me off even more this episode.
Oh, God.
And they weren't on this episode, but they were kind of on this episode. I'm just tired of all the fucking plugging in of Devin.
Good pick.
He is
good pick.
On. I hate the cast members for it. I hate how much they're referencing him and his game. I hate production for it, for like putting his little, the copy and paste thing of like Devin's little sticker logo in the background of all this stuff. And they play his little audio, eat my ass, all this stuff. Like, I'm just done with it. I thought we were done with it last week. I think he got an LVP last week. And unfortunately, we're getting more of him. And so I hope that, like, as this, Bananas, Tori, Jordan, whatever storyline kind of fizzles out in the next few weeks, hopefully that, like, we won't hear his name as much. But, like, the exposure that we got of Devin tonight was just annoying.
Yeah. No, I agree. That was a phenomenal pick.
Yep. I didn't know where you were going to go, but you went the right way.
Great pick. Any honorable mentions tonight, Andy?
Yeah, I had one for MVP. I was very tempted to take it. I was going to go with Jim's.
Oh, Jesus.
Because we got The classic Cara going on some tangent about how she's now a photographer and she still wants to open her own gym. I mean, you get that out of like not always just the rookies, but someone who's like 1 season, 2 season, maybe 3 seasons in. Cara's been doing this shit for like 15 seasons. If you save your money, you would have had enough for a gym. So like it's just funny to hear someone like her still bring up, I've still always wanted to open my own gym.
And she's won multiple times. She's finished second, third. Like she's made not just the money that they pay him to show up, but like she's won prize money.
Well, she lost a ton of money when only Andy showed up to her and Paulie's little fiesta. So
Watch it.
I mean, she's got to pay the bills somehow.
Speaking of cast members doing cruises, has anyone seen the cruise for next November that they're promoting?
No.
Explain.
So I guess I don't have the exact like prices, but I guess in the past week or so they've started promoting this like challenge cruise that is like Bananas, Mark, Tori, and like Darrell maybe. Like there's like probably 8 or 9 people. Cara I think is one of them that are just like going on a cruise. It might be like that new. I always see commercials for it. There's some big cruise ship, like the biggest cruise ship that's like just setting sail like next year.
Titanic.
It's they're like doing it to promote that. It's in November and it's like 5 days. And I guess like you can purchase like a challenge cast package for it. And some people have done the digging on it because the package that you're buying gets you, access to these little events or whatever, but it's like triple the cost of just like getting on the cruise. And people are saying like, why can't you just like go on the cruise? Like you'll probably bump into, these clowns along the way. Like you're literally trapped on a cruise ship. And I guess like they're saying that they're going to be strict about who they're hanging out with. And that like, so in order to like do this cruise ship package, you'd have to pay like 3 times the amount just so that you could like get a picture with Mark Long. It's absurd.
Yeah, and you act like Mark Long's not going to be at the casino on the cruise until like 5 a.m. reeking of like cigarettes and cheap vodka. Like you don't have to pay 3x for that experience.
I need a link ASAP.
But God. God. Wait, hold on.
I do kind of feel like we need some boots on the ground there, though.
Reporting live from Royal Caribbean Nickelodeon cruise ship. And if you look to the left, there's Mark Long getting slimed.
And if you look to the right, you'll see Patrick.
God. Oh, look, there's SpongeBob. Should I bring that up? But I mean, I don't get $3,000, $4,000. How much is it, Alex? Do you have
I'm
a price?
looking it up right now. I have the cast, I think.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But like at the end of the day, the question we got to be asking ourselves: who's paying for this shit? Please let me know. But let's see, Alex. Give me the cast list.
The cast list is.
Oh God.
All right, so we got 8 people, 4 guys for 4 girls. Bananas.
Okay.
Mark Long.
Okay.
Josh. And Fezzi.
Oh, come on.
The girls, we have Cara.
Okay.
Nani. Casey. And Tori.
The girls are you got 3 really good people there. The guys.
Yeah, but it's kind of just like the Vacation Alliance.
November 6th to November 10th. So that's what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 nights.
God, that's literally opening night college hoops.
That's them literally after this season and filming and the Vacation Alliance being so important. That's literally the challenge saying, hey, what if we paid for the next Vacation Alliance trip and then we could sell some tickets for it too? That's all that is.
I need a link ASAP, Alex.
I mean, so the problem is I have to do even more digging to find like the actual price because
God, who's photoshopped that? That's
this
terrible.
this link that they're like
From
posting
intern.
is
Tommy
it
Tsunami.
has the package with all of these clowns, but like to actually like book it, you have to email them. So like clearly the price is absurd if they're like not even showing it on the website.
All right, I'll send an email. My email is aburge
Watch it.
yahoo.com. Maybe aburge and some sort of number at yahoo.com.
Watch it.
I'm so doing that.
Stop.
It's gonna happen. We'll let you know how it goes.
Anything else, Dave?
Anything? You got anything? No. Thank you guys for listening to a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show.
Wait.
Trevor,
I'm happy to be back.
great to have you back, Andy. Great to have you back. Thank you guys for listening to a brand new episode. You can follow us on Twitter at Stir the Pod. You can follow us on Instagram at Stir_the_pod.